So what do? They go bring this lady to Jesus. Just use her. I mean, you know something else? I told you can study this. In the first century, they were in Jerusalem because the Bible said he came down from Mount Olives and he went over to the temple to teach, right? Do you know they didn't even have the power to stone her? The Romans had already taken away the power from the Sadducees and the Pharisees to be able to stone without going to them first. So they never even had the power to do what it is they wanted to do, but they wanted to humiliate Jesus and uses this lady for a pawn. Let me go back to John. I want to go to John 8:6. Okay, so they've already asked, what do you say about this? They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. So it's not even about the lady. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. Now, I know Jesus ain't write what some of y'all would have wrote. And I know that, I know sometimes when people try to catch you up in a trap and you just want to give them a piece of mind. But Jesus bent down, maybe it was therapy. You know, people all around the world are trying to figure out what on earth did Jesus write? Maybe Jesus had just had enough. You know, maybe just say, you know what? I'm going to take a deep breath. I've been to anger management. Let me just write something. You know how it is when you get nervous? You know how it is when you just, sometimes you don't know, you don't know exactly what you're going to do. Oh, now you just made me think about something. Okay, so I heard out here that it was a certain little girl's birthday, right? Yeah, so, and I told you in my house, we celebrate all birthdays with a popsicle. That's about as much as you're going to get. But anyway, so that little girl got her learner's permit. And my wife was bold enough to take her driving. And that was such a beautiful hairdo that she came back with. Hair was standing out like that. Nervous as I don't know what. So then it was my turn. And believe me, I wanted to kneel down and write something. I'd never been so scared driving at 5 miles an hour. I was like, look out, there's a gnat. That ain't got nothing to do with the sermon, but I had to get that out. I was scared to death. I said, whose idea was it for her to get her learners? My wife said, yours. I started thinking about this. See, sometimes when you get nervous, you don't know what to do. Sometimes when the press is on, in order for you to make the best decision, you have to digress. You have to do something to take your mind off of what's happening. The Bible says Jesus, he just knelt down and started writing. He says, let me go down again. It says, verse 7, when they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. I like this part. I like this part. You see, it's not about whether the woman is guilty. It's, are you in a position to judge her? It's not, we know she must have done something, but are you qualified to be the judge? If you follow me over to Romans 2:21, I'm gonna give you a statement for qualified judges. Okay, here we are, Romans 2:21. This is going to go fast. You ready? All right. You then who teach others, do you not teach yourself? You who preach against stealing, do you steal? See, all I'm trying to tell you is this. Who in this room is living such a holy and clean life that they have room to judge someone else? I want to meet you because you're going to be preaching next week. Who in this room, do you understand how important this is? Here's what I want you to know. This is why people don't get help. They've gone out, they relapsed a couple of times, and there you go. You're not going to give them a chance. You know, I'm not telling you that you have to bring every person into your home. That's not the conversation today. I'm not saying you got to give everybody the keys to your car. But what I do believe is that you have to give people a fair chance. Why? Because they're just like you. See, the only way you got away with being such a big shot is don't nobody know about the stuff that you don't want them to know about. Yeah, don't nobody know how many abortions you done had. You know, you over here talking about what a bad mother she is. They don't know how many abortions you done had. And my guys out here, I can say some stuff to make them want to fight me when I leave. I ain't gonna do that though. I'm just trying to tell you, I haven't met. Here's something that I learned. I like the way most people define criminals. They usually define criminals as someone that's been to jail, and they got caught doing some things. But see, I figured something out. Uh-oh, I'm feeling smart again. All right, listen to this. They must have been doing something wrong before they got caught, which meant that they were still a criminal. Come on, give it up. I'm smart. I'm just trying to tell you, these people that's out here judging other people, they just like the people they judge. They're seeing them through their own eyes. One over here bragging about the fact that they don't do drugs, but they can't live without alcohol. The other one over here saying, I don't drink or smoke, but they're in bed with everybody. They're in bed with so many people. Oh, let me stop.